thanks for everyone for coming. I'm sure it wasn't an easy choice choosing this over your 10th AI panel today. But I'm John, I'm from PETZOO. We're a Brisbane-based pet retailer. Been doing e-commerce since 2008, started on Yahoo stores, and still kicking along. I'll let Mitch introduce himself.
And I'm Mitch. I'm one of the founders of LUXBMX. We've been going for almost 16 years now. We're the biggest BMX retailer in the country. Turned my passion from BMX into a business, and now I'm passionate about eComm. No doubt on it. Love it.
As you can see, we're very different industries and customer bases. So we supply wholesome pet owners, and Mitch, correct me if I'm wrong, supplies Menace to Society BMXs. But pretty much all the fundamentals we're talking about stay the same throughout. So let's not waste any more time and get started. So the first one I'm going to talk about is page intent. So this is essentially the user intent. So you can find this data on SEMrush if you've used that before. So there's four main categories that they get broken into. So navigational, informational, commercial, and transactional. So you can kind of see it funnels down from there, like where you want people to be on the transactional pages, they're going to be your product pages. Let's have a closer look. So navigational, that's going to be things like your homepage. So that's where people are doing a search to sort of find more information about you specifically, or like navigate to your returns policy, or like you're logging into it, or order tracking. But generally you'll find like most brand searches and navigational searches. So you're probably not going to make any sales from this kind of search, but people will find your brand. Then the second one is an informational search. So again, this one you're probably not going to make any money from an informational search, but you can lead this to transactional pages. So say if you do a blog post, you can sort of link out to those transactional pages. But this is the kind of web page like, blog post buying guides, where you'll get a lot of traffic to your website, but you won't get a big conversion off it. So it is important to have these pages, but they're not the pages that are gonna, per se, make you money. But these pages, you wanna lead this person, get onto the informational page, then get into the commercial or the transactional page. Then we'll have a look. So these are the commercial pages. So this is the, like, say, product categories, where people are sort of starting to narrow down their search. So they sort of have an idea of what they want to buy at this point, and they're like almost ready to buy. Like they're sort of looking at, as you can see, the examples of like best air fryer in 2026, purple shampoo. So like that's a pretty niche search where they're like ready to make a purchase somewhere, but they're not on your transactional page or product page as yet. So this is where you want most people, you want them to land. And then the money page is the transactional page. So this is going to be your product pages. So you essentially want people to come down this funnel from navigational, informational, commercial, transactional. So once you have them on this transactional page, the product page, you want to keep them there and get them to check out. So you don't want them to go in reverse. So you're not going to, Mitch will talk about this in the next slide. So that's why this is sort of laying a bit of a foundation for other things we're talking about here. So obviously, like there's also, these are going to be running like your merchant ads across Google and whatnot. So you probably want to put most of your effort into these kind of transactional pages. And we're going to show you how you can kind of see these pages. So this is SEMrush. I'm sure some people here have used this tool before. You do have to pay for this tool, but there's like I'll show you sort of an example of how you can get it you can find this information for free, essentially.
There is a free, you can do 5 free searches a day on SEMrush with this exact tool, but it only shows you the top 15 results or something.
Yeah, you're not going to get as much information.
You need to pay for it to get the full data.
So this keyword magic tool, you put in a keyword. So I put in shampoo here, and as you can see, hopefully it's big enough on the screen, you can see clarifying shampoo and dry shampoo. And you see next to clarifying shampoo, the intent is informational, and then dry shampoo, the intent is commercial. So that's important for the next slides we're about to show. That's what essentially people are searching for. So like when people are searching for clarifying shampoo, they want information. And this is when if you're setting up a website and you have clarifying shampoo, you're going to have to talk about it, not just try and sell on that page. So this is what the Google result looks for clarifying shampoo. So you can see the first thing is the AI panel. So it's an informational panel. It's not showing you products. So essentially, you're going to want to put an informational page there, not a product page, with that keyword, clarifying shampoo. Because if you put a product page, Google's just not going to rank it. So if you don't want to use SEMrush and you're unsure of a keyword is transactional informational, just go and do a search and see what Google is showing, because Google are going to show what the users want to see. So interestingly though, with dry shampoo, this is further down the results, so it's still showing like Reddit threads and things like that. Then with dry shampoo, it's a commercial search, and you can see its products and then Chemist Warehouse. So they're thinking the intent of the user is to make a purchase at that point. So it's interesting that dry shampoo is commercial, but clarifying shampoo is informational. But those two products, those two keywords, you're going to have a totally different page about how you go about it. So dry shampoo, you're going to put on a product page or a category page. Clarifying shampoo, you're going to do like a blog post or a buyer's guide on that. So, and then you can have a mixed intent as well. So sometimes, say, anti-dandruff hair shampoo, that can be informational and commercial. So Google will show a mixture of these two. So we'll show you the results here. So you can see it is shopping is the first thing, but then it also has like discussions and forums. So people are like obviously still looking for information about it, but the main intent there is commercial. So you could probably put like a category page and write a lot of text and have your buyer's guide on that category page instead of a separate blog post to rank for that type of keyword. And hand to Mitch.
Sweet. So the next one is a little bit less dense than that. It's a bit of an easy one that a lot of people get wrong. Very, very simple. It's about external links. So make sure that your external links open in a new tab. We see this like so often on people's sites. They'll have an external link out to their social media or a brand site or somewhere else, and it'll open over their website in the same tab, which just makes it harder for your user to get back to your website. They might forget they were on your website, and you could lose them easily, especially if you're sending them to Instagram or TikTok or one of these sites that's designed to capture people's attention. You might have paid a lot on meta ads to get that person on your site, and then they're gone as soon as they've clicked your Instagram and seen some funny reels. Same way as we're talking about with the funnel, you can use it so if someone is on a transactional page and you do have some information about that product, make sure that opens in a new tab. You kind of don't want to be sending them away from the transactional page without a way back easily. You're kind of just closing the door behind them. So I've got some examples. Don't worry if you've done it. A lot of the big guys do it. So here's an example of Bunnings. Click on their Facebook, and it opens in a new tab on Facebook. You're in the albums, and you're looking at cute dogs. Other big players do it. City Beach. You're on Instagram. It's in the same tab, and next minute you're in Instagram, and you're looking at bikes in your feed. This one's even these guys do it. We go down to their LinkedIn. You're on LinkedIn. You're seeing your messages, and you're seeing competitors on the side that you might click through to. And even the SEO experts do it. So, you might be on their site, go to look at their podcast. You're there. You see the YouTube link, and next minute you're seeing cat videos in the search. So, yeah, keep those users on your site or give them an easy way back.
So yeah, with that, you just basically say open in a new tab, so it just opens a new tab and it keeps your existing one going. You don't take over the tab that you're using.
Yeah.
So this is about consistent design language, so being clear and concise about what you want the customer to do when they're on your website. So generally you'll find like being just clear and making what you want them to do stand out is going to be the best method. We'll show some a couple of examples. So before and after of an add to cart button. So that add to cart button, having that as a sticky one, so when they scroll on it, they see it straight away, 47% more conversions just from having that button in eyesight as soon as people get on the page. So that add to cart button will just stay like wherever they scroll, it's still sitting there, and it's just like right in front of you to click. It's not going to be just on part of that page. Another example here is this is changing it to an orange button, 7.8% extra clicks just by changing the button and just making it more clear. There is like a theory called the Bob, the big orange button, which a lot of websites use, like say Amazon. And the theory was that putting a big orange button there is going to get more clicks than having another color. It's going to vary on the website, obviously, and it doesn't look necessarily as neat, but it's going to get more clicks. So you sort of have to make that decision between keeping it aesthetically pleasing and getting more people clicking on your money buttons. This is another one. So you can see there's like the original button, then there's variation 1, variation 2. Variation 1 got 15% more clicks, variation 2 got 49% more clicks. And you can see it's just like so plain. Add to cart, it's just simple. Like everyone would guess, that's going to get the most clicks from it. So making things as clear as possible makes a massive difference. Now, let's look at some real world examples. So we'll have a go at Bunnings again. So Bunnings, they've got that add to cart button. So this is on their mobile site. They've got that yellow, orange add to cart button, which is like very clear. It's sticky, works really well. Then you hit that and you got this button, that red review cart button, and you think you've done something wrong. Like you don't want to hit review cart. It just doesn't seem that's the flow. And then you go again, you've got like another big red button. Then you've got like the PayPal button that's the same color as their add to cart button. So it's like they don't really have a clear message about where they want you to go. Let's take that away and like, are you going to be able to check out without the things? Like, I don't know, you might go this far, but then you've got this page to get through, this page to get through, and this page to get through as well. So could you guess like what buttons you meant to click if you were just on autopilot? Like, I couldn't, but we'll hit it'll show you. It's just like just a lot going on there, and they don't really have like a clear and concise sort of avenue they want you to take. It's just like they've just chucked every button on there and they're like, oh, well, wing it. I mean, they might be outsmarting us. They might be like, oh, if we get them to not check out, they'll come into the store to buy. They could be on another level, but I don't think, if you've dealt with Bunnings before, the eComm side, I don't think they're at that level. Let's have a look at a good example. So Michael Hill Jeweler, they're using a black add to cart button, which generally isn't the best color, but for them, like sort of black will say elegance. So a lot of these like high-end fashion brands or jewelers will use that. And so they're probably giving up a little bit of click equity, but it makes their branding look a little bit better. But look at this, like everything just flows across, and there's 3 pages. You just like, it's all clear. The button's like right there where you want it. You're just going to go across.
You're at the same point in 3 pages instead of 6, and you could take that text away and you know exactly what buttons to press.
Yeah, it flows perfectly. Now let's look at Bunnings again, and it's like, what is going on here? It's just everything.
Even the chat is the same color as the add to cart, which is really confusing. Like they look like they might do the same thing.
So easy thing to check, like just experimenting with your add to cart button, changing the colors of that. Like if it's the same color as your shop button, or if it's black or if it's clear, just play around with putting a different color. And then the next button as well, when you're reviewing, keep that button the same color too. And you'll just get more people clicking. It's such an easy thing to do. It'll take like 5 minutes to do it, and you will like get more people clicking, more people converting.
Cool. Another quick win. This one's a really easy one. You could do this one before you leave the conference. It's called an llms.txt file. So this is basically a file that sits on the root directory of your website that tells large language models what your site's about. If you don't have that, you're relying on them to kind of crawl your site and make its own mind up. So it just helps you give it a structured piece of information that says this is what we're about, and you kind of control the narrative a little bit. I wrote it takes about an hour to set up. If you're tech savvy, this will take 15 minutes. It might not be a competitive edge in 12 months because everyone will have it, but right now it is, and it's good to just get quick, easy wins for next to no effort. So this is what it looks like. If you're kind of glazing over a bit, because it looks really technical, I've put it in Comic Sans and formatted it a bit better. So that shows you what it's saying. It's telling you what the main categories is, giving you a little rundown of the store, your main collections. That's an example of JB Hi-Fi's one. And I've given a little, if you have trouble doing it, this is an example of a prompt that you could give Claude or whatever chat engine you're using to do it. Alternatively, if you're a smaller store, there's a bunch of free apps that do it. I think if you're under 500 products, they're free. So they update themselves and you can control them. So jump on, look for llms.txt on the App Store if you're using Shopify.
So feed and data quality. So this is, it's a bit of an unknown one, but we actually have an example of how Amazon actually graded people. So pretty much everything, like every search engine, Bing, Google, Amazon, everything you're searching on, all the AIs, they're going to have an algorithm giving your store in total like a quality rating essentially. So say if you have 1,000 pages on your website and you have like 200 that are really good and then you got 800 that are just not very good, they're going to bring down those other 200 as well. So being consistent across your whole website with good quality content and just making sure you're doing everything correct, like all the images, descriptions, that's going to bring up all the pages. Or if you have like products that have been out of stock and not coming back, get rid of them off your website as well. Always 301 direct them, but that's going to bring up as a whole. I'm going to show you sort of what Amazon would use. So this was from 2019, and it was actually from here. You can't get this from Amazon now. They just had like a little booth here, and they were pulling out data for people. So they were like rating. They pulled out our feed, and they rated our products from F to A, and then gave our total feed a rating as well. So every category was for images, descriptions, those 5 bullet points as well. So they'd give you like a mark for every one of them. So you'd see they're the ones F at the top, E. So like after I got this, I was like, oh God, we just need to fix every single product here because it was bringing out, I think we got a C overall, and it was just something super easy. So you see sort of goes down further again, down again, and then A's, yeah. So you can see like this is just like the most basic way that they're actually rating your whole store. But yeah, Google are going to do the same thing. Theirs is probably going to be a little bit more complicated. I'm sure Amazon's is even more complicated now, but this sort of thing it's still going to hold, like this type of thing will be built into their algorithm. So even things like making sure your URLs are consistent too. So if you have slashes at the end of some of the URLs, make sure there's slashes on all of them, or if you're not going to have slashes, take it off all of them. So like all those little consistent things. Matt Cutts he used to be the guy that would talk about SEO on Google. He said like the number one thing for websites to rank is being consistent. But I mean, it's simple. It's like you're just going to have good quality. And even like when you're filling in these descriptions, like, yeah, you're getting the benefit of just having like a better grade, but you're going to sell more of those other products too, where like all those products that were rated F, E, D here, like we probably just weren't going to sell them because they just didn't have good information. So it's a no-brainer to sort of do that. But yeah, it's just interesting showing like an actual example of how these big companies look at your data as a whole and rank you.
Yeah, I wish we had what Google ranks us on, but we've only got the Amazon one here. So yeah. You can only assume it's something similar about how complete your data is.
I think the Russian Google algorithm got leaked at one point, and it was a lot of pages, but yeah, it still changes all the time as well. But this is, yeah, I mean, it's just a lesson in making sure everything's just good.
Yep. This is another quick win. This is one of those things that I don't know why people use these, and most people that I ask can't justify why they actually have a link in bio page. it's super easy these days to just make your own. Like you can make a Shopify page that's your link in bio page. You drag and drop your stuff in there. It's just as easy as using Linktree or the other options. The advantages that you get full control of your branding on that page. It's not just a big drab list you're going to. You're getting additional traffic to the domain of your website as well, which is good for SEO. You're not losing it to Linktree. You're getting all that extra analytics. You're not getting the simple analytics that they're going to give you. And if anyone does link to your link in bio page, which is pretty common, you're losing the power of that backlink, which is really important for SEO. So other than making it a bit easier for teams that are not quite tech savvy, that's probably the only advantage I can see. But in this day and age, you can get Claude to help build a link in bio page really easily and just drag and drop stuff. So I got an example of one that uses it, like LSKD, awesome, successful retailer, beautiful website, great imagery, but this is where they send their 783,000 Instagram followers. It's missing images. Like, you know, you look at that. What page are they trying to get you on there? I think with a really strong imagery, that would convert way better and get people on the pages they want to get them onto. If anyone can justify to me why they have a link in bio page, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, they've got they could just put like a what's on page on the LSKD website and it'll look awesome, all that, and it's it's just a mess. But it's probably because they've always done it and it's just simple. But people do it because it's easy.
And I think there is a bit in eComm. There is a bit of people follow what the big dogs are doing, so they might see that these guys have a link in bio page, so I must have to do that. I don't think it's necessary.
No. So this is a marketplace one. It's if anyone's selling on eBay here, this the same thing will apply for Amazon as well. It's promoted listings, so this is just so easy if you're selling on eBay, just to chuck on your promoted listings, and you just put it at a small ad rate, and you get a lot more traffic. So you can see here, promoted listings are 60% of the traffic just by putting that extra 2.5% ad rate on, and it just bumps that ad rate from 11% to 13.5%, and you're only paying it if it's sold through those promoted listings. So if no one's buying, you're not going to get charged anything. You're just going to get extra traffic. So if you're interested in how to set this up on eBay here, so you see that one that says get more sales, don't click that. That's the one that eBay are going to make more money off you with. The one on the left that says promoted listing standard, that's the one you want to use there. Then you just set up a campaign, dynamic ad rate campaign. You put in your ad cap. I think the minimum is 2.1%, but whether this is a hack or not, you can play around with different percentages. Other people might have 2.1%, so you can put it at 2.2, so you're slightly above. But I've tested it with sort of higher ad rates up to 5 or so percent, and it didn't really bring much more traffic. So 2.5 seems to be the sweet spot. And then you just launch it. So super easy to do. So if you're on eBay, you're going to get the biggest return from this. Same with Amazon. I think we get a 28x return on Amazon ads, and it's just doesn't cost much to do. Where Google, we get 4 or 5x return. So it's the easiest thing you can do, but it'll literally make your sales within 5 minutes of changing it. And this was one, I've got another store, I've just started it, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to cut the ads off here. So you can see from the 27th of April to the 30th of April, I just took those, stopped running the ads, and you can see you're just losing traffic where that blue spike, that's the promoted listings. Then when I turned the ads back on, for some reason, they were like, oh, we like that. So they gave us all this extra promoted traffic from it. But yeah, just simple to do. And yeah, if you're on eBay and you're not doing it, you definitely should turn that on. Unless you're selling pet products, don't do that.
I think, and the reason why Yanni's put it at 2.5% is because the minimum is 2%. So you just put it.
Yeah, 2.1, I think.
Or 2.1 is the minimum. So you put it a little bit above that. So if anyone's just going in the bare minimum, you're just outbidding them slightly. Just an easy way to get ahead. We didn't know how long we were going to run here or how much we were going to ramble. Hopefully we haven't rambled too much. So we've just done a bit of a free tools list here that we can chat through. These are a few that we use or that we know of. First one, is anyone using Microsoft Clarity or know what it is? Yeah, that's a crazy tool to have for free. Like really easy, if you got Shopify, really easy to get on the store. You can see heat maps of your website, actual user recordings. They got something called rage clicks, so you can go and filter by when someone's really frustrated and they're clicking around on the site, so you can see what's kind of like roadblocks there on your website. So if you haven't used that, get on there. It's just really interesting. You might get some insights that you didn't even know about. Google Analytics is like an obvious one. It's a bit of a mess now. To be honest, we're not really probably in it much.
No, we're talking about it like hardly even ever in our analytics. We're sort of on SEMrush more to look at things, and it's Google Search Console.
Yeah, but Google Analytics is still kind of like, it connects out to a lot of different tools, and you just want to be collecting all that data. So again, Shopify are pretty easy. Use Claude, ask it how to help get set up if it's a bit technical for you. But yeah, the earlier you can start collecting all that data, the better. Google Search Console is similar. It's a bit more like kind of about like your search health and how you're looking on Google. You can also submit pages, so you can submit pages to be crawled. So Google kind of crawls on a schedule. If you're not a very popular site, it's not happening that often. If you have a really important page or something that you set up, you can submit that page to Search Console to get crawled straight away. So that can get you showing up. I set a website up for a mate the other day, and we were ranking on Google next day because I submitted to Search Console straight away.
Yeah, if you're not on using Search Console often, like get on there and just dig through it, because you're going to find errors on your website, and they're just like, they'll tell you what the errors are and how to fix them. Or you can just put it, you see an error, and then you just tell Claude, can you fix this on my website? And they'll literally rewrite the code for you and tell you how to do it. It's so easy. Like the other day we had like a slow site speed, and we just like doubled the site speed in like just by using Claude, tidying up the code.
Does anyone here use Bing as their main search engine? No? You know who does? ChatGPT. That's where they get. So Bing Webmaster Tools is a really good way to submit. It's the same as Google Search Console for Bing, but if you want to get stuff on there quickly, submit it to Bing Webmaster Tools. Answer the Public is another interesting free tool. You can put like a keyword in there. It will show you what kind of things people are searching for on Google about that keyword, questions, and also on the LLMs. So you can, and they differ quite a bit from what we've noticed.
Interesting, when we were looking at it the other day, like a lot of the AI searches were sort of transactional searches too. So it was interesting seeing like how many people are sort of searching to shop on all those AIs, but Answer the Public's awesome for just seeing like what questions people are asking about your products.
Yeah. Screaming Frog and SEMrush, they're like SEO tools if you want to dive into that a bit more. SEMrush is a bit limited. We both pay for it. It's a really powerful tool, but they have like you can use each thing like 5 times a day. So it's good to just jump on and see if you can make sense of it and make sense of the data. Screaming Frog's similar. And Mozcast is kind of like the volatility of search engines.
Yeah, it's like a weather report on the Google SERP. So if you seem to have lost traffic overnight, you can go to Mozcast and see if Google has done any big updates. So it like literally shows you what the Google weather was for the day and how much volatility there has been. So if there's been a big Google update and you've lost traffic, you're going to see, Google, they've done something. The weather's going to be spiking. There's a couple of other ones. I think SEMrush does it too, but Mozcast is super easy to use and just interesting seeing like over time how the Google results differ. Or if you're ranking a keyword, you're like, we're number 1 today, and then you back down to on the second page, you can see if something's changed on your website or something's changed in the Google algorithm.
Yeah, Google's always doing tests, so you never know what's happening. It's a good way to see, they were testing this new way of ranking things, and it messed with the rankings for a day, kind of thing. That's about all we've got on our presentation, but we're super happy to take any questions. Hopefully that hasn't been too dense for anyone.
Yeah.
A good example of a link in bio? Yeah, I actually just use the inbuilt Instagram ones to go to the exact pages I want. I don't think you need to have like, 10 different links there from your Instagram, and then they're going to exactly to the page that we need them to go to. Yeah, I'm sure I could find one really easy. I could make one in half an hour for you. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah. Anyone else? Oh yeah. The first one is a little bit down. It was about page intent. So whether a page is using those tools like SEMrush, you can see if a page is classed by the search engines as a commercial page, which is like a category page, transactional, which is like the actual product page that they're going to spend money on, informational, which is like a buyer's guide, or navigational, which is like, LUXBMX returns policy. So there's an easy way to see what kind of page they're classed as using tools like SEMrush, or just searching in Google and seeing what the results do. Yep. So if a search term is a informational search term, you're going to want to have informational content. Like we use the example, what was it, clarifying shampoo was the informational one. That is, you want to have like information about clarifying shampoo. These are, what the ingredients are, blah, blah, blah. And then dry shampoo was like you're going to write a blog post instead of having a category page, try and rank for it, because they're just not going to rank your category page because people are looking for information. They're not looking to buy at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, Google's basically just showing you what the user wants to see. So Google aren't just like making it up. They're basically knowing what people are searching because people are pogoing. So like they'll click in and click back if they're not getting what they want.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Yep. Yep. Blog. Yes. So you want to treat it like what did I talk about? Yeah, like a crab pot. You want it you want them to be going to the transaction. Yeah, make it like one way. If they're going away from the transaction, yes. Yep. New tab if they're going away, so it's still there. Even on your phone, when you open up your phone the next day and there's a bunch of tabs open, you're, I forgot about that. It's still there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah. 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 Probably more for the actual user than ranking, because like some websites say we use Nido, and Nido are just slow. So you're sort of capped at how fast you can get the website. So we went from, it sort of varies when you do those searches. So we were on like 30 out of 100, and then we got it up to like 59, I think. Not sure what it would be today, but it's sort of probably hovers around there each time I've checked. But that's probably where you're going to cap it with the Nido sites. Shopify is going to be a lot quicker because they're sort of a bit more with it.
Better architecture.
Yeah.
It is a ranking factor, but it's something that Google would always be playing with, like how much does site speed affect our users. So they're going to be changing how much weight that ranking factor has. Yeah.
It's not going to be like if there's two sites and they're even and one's quicker than the other, obviously that one's going to rank in front of it. Yeah. But I mean, quality content's going to be the best. But it's just, there's so many websites that are slow that it probably doesn't make that big a difference to the rankings necessarily. But like for the user, it's annoying when things are loading slow. So you're just going to probably make more sales when you do have it moving faster.
I think a big ranking factor for Google is actually the bounce back to Google as well. So if someone clicks on a link from Google and then it's taking 2 seconds to load and they're just back and Google notices they're back straight away, that's more of a red flag. So maybe that's probably affects it way more than the actual that page speed score, I think.
Yeah. Anyone else, or we I think we've run over time anyway.
Yep. Cool.
Cool.
Well, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for
Hopefully-
coming.